Man, what's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you're new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7, man. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps collective grow, helps collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. Today, we might have a trigger warning. I have seen some of the comments. Some of y'all like, man, you changed your hair color? Bro, it wasn't even supposed to come out like this. I went black. It was a lot of work. I was gonna go ahead. I wanted gray. Like, you know, like a soul patch. Like, I just wanted it gray. It didn't come out gray. It came out like this. I haven't had the time to get my hair done. I haven't had the time to go ahead and like switch the color or nothing. But I appreciate some of y'all that said I like the purple. It wasn't supposed to be purple though. It's supposed to be gray. But I'm gonna still work on it. I'm gonna try to get it done. I appreciate y'all. If you haven't subbed up, it's all good. It's all love, man. I hope you having a smooth 7. I hope everything working in your favor. Shout out to the collective. I love y'all, man. I really appreciate being here, being able to do these videos with y'all, man. But today, I ain't gonna hold you, man. You already know what it is. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
And now it's sand piles. And I think it's important to mention, everybody's like, why is it so sandy? Because it's not like this in other parts, right? It's just mud. There's a reason that this is this way. You see that shiny stuff in there? It's mica. But these mines up here, there's 6 mines here. And they actually produce quartz silica. Every smart device in the world, every smart TV, every smart anything has to have quartz silica or it won't work.
Quartz silica. Every smart device in the world, every smart TV, every smart anything has to have quartz silica or won't work.
Pastor Wilkins of Chasing Our History, you're looking at the memorial of the Germantown revolt of 1811. Look at the heads on a stake. These heads are on a stake just like Rome, 70 AD. They chopped off the heads, they placed them on a stake, and they lined them up as far as you could see from Jerusalem and beyond. This is the Germantown revolt. If you look close enough, the red scarves are those who were the commanders. These are the warriors that were behind them. The slaves were trying to escape. They fought the Americans and the French. In the process of fighting them, they were defeated. Most of their problems was strategy. It wasn't strength or desire, but strategy. They ran out of ammo. They was holding their own until they ran out of ammo. What did the Americans and the French do? They was causing a tumult, sounds from all directions, and they was letting them fire ammo until they were out, and then they butchered them after all that happened. We're at the Whitney Plantation in Louisiana, New Orleans, Louisiana, the Whitney Plantation. This is the memorial of the Germantown revolt. I'm going to take you to the actual spot here in moments where these slaves actually fought for their freedom. Pastor Wilkins of Chasing Our History. Shalom. We'll see you in a minute.
Damn.
She knows, and I know she knows, and deep down she knows. She knows, and I know she knows, and I know she knows. Alright.
The artist could ask for it. And thank you, Beyonce. You're amazing.
Beyonce changed my life. You clearly are the artist of our lives.
Influence on me, Gaga, and our next performer, Beyonce. She can do it all. She's a triple threat and one of the most talented people I've ever seen.
Beyonce is a beautiful soul. Say thank you to Beyonce. So thank you, Beyonce, for your encouraging words all the time.
The artist of my life is Beyonce. This album for me, the Lemonade album, was just so monumental. Beyonce was so monumental.
I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
Label partner.
So here are some tips for you to stay in communication with your loved ones if the internet and, your cell phones stop working. iPhone users, to pull this up, you got to pull up from up there, okay? From up there. Once you do that, press and hold on this right here. All right, now next, y'all can click right here. Press and hold. Well, just click on it. On where it says satellite, this says not available, but click on it. Now, once you do that, it's going to show try demo. You're going to click on that. It's going to bring you to this screen, right? All right. It says try connecting to a satellite, making sure you're outside. You can use the satellite connection when Wi-Fi and cellular aren't available. So what you're going to do is you're going to try connecting to a satellite, and it's going to bring this screen up. So it's going to say try to get a clear view of the sky. Now, you got to be outside for this. All thing you're going to do is going to show like a little satellite. It's going to show you where a satellite is. And you're going to have to point your phone in the direction where it's telling you to go to. And when you do it, it's going to say connected to satellite. Now you'll be able to use that satellite to send off messages, and basically they'll be able to find your location. You see how shit. I mean, hey, it ain't turned on, but it was able to pull me up. So guess what? If we out in the wilderness and everything, and the apocalypse is going on, and hopefully those satellites still be working by that time. So we can all keep up with each other, okay, cousins? Because, hey, be looking for my little ping. My picture gonna be on there, for be looking for it.
Very, very, very valuable information. I think that's valuable information. I didn't know that until right now. If you knew that, more power to you. If you didn't, I'm glad you got to see it today, or whenever you did finally see that video. But hey, let me know if y'all already knew that. But that's gonna come in handy one day. One day. But how y'all feel about they always gotta shout out Beyonce? How y'all feel about that? I didn't know Denzel did that to Jay. I didn't know that. Like, that's crazy to me. But it's expected. But then we heard a little shit about Denzel Washington too, with him and Chadwick Boseman. I know y'all seen. I could have sworn we went over that clip, but let me know, collective.
What are the odds? Watch this. I'm watching Anchorman. Ron Burgundy. I'm just gonna shut up.
You're on the news team. What in the hell's diversity?
Well, I could be wrong, but I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Ron, I would be surprised if the affiliates were concerned about the lack of an old wooden ship, but nice try. Diversity means that times are changing. And with that in mind, Ron, are you paying attention?
Nope.
Well, this concerns all of us.
Okay.
Keeping that in mind, I'd like to introduce the latest addition to the KVWN news team, directly from WYPN in Asheville, North Carolina, Ms. Veronica Corningstone.
Asheville, North Carolina. They don't have a news station. What are the odds? I saw this last night and I said, we live in the Matrix. Out of every town, right? Every town. Veronica Corningstone is from Asheville, North Carolina. Can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. I couldn't do that if I tried. What the
When your only competition covering the Diddy story suddenly passes away, it f*** you up. And y'all know we don't trust nobody, so there's a lot of theories going around, but I'm going to clear all that up and just let you know how great of a creator he was. Sean J. covered a lot of the same stories. Diddy, Sonya Massey, all the stories we are all trying to seek truth. He was literally the only creator that made me be like, oh, I gotta go harder. You know, I'm that type of person. He went hard for the truth. He had great editing without doing too much on his videos. and a great delivery. He was the only creator that I would text my sister Shan about it, or here and there, and just be like, did you see that guy Sean? He did it. That was a nice video. The worst part about all that is, y'all, we never spoke while he was here. I didn't get the chance to tell him any of that. But you know, many people went straight to wondering, how did he pass? Did somebody do something to him? And what I'm hearing is this. So basically, back, I believe in March, he had a health scare with thyroids. And if you see this post, if you read the caption, I don't know if you can see it, but it says, he went to sleep and couldn't breathe, like he was suffocating. And I can't confirm, but what people are saying is that the mother posted on Facebook. I couldn't find it because I couldn't find the mother's page, but posted on Facebook that he had thyroid issues and suffocated him in his sleep. I don't know. Let's just keep him in our prayers, and keep his family and mother in our prayers. The emotions is crazy, y'all. I can't even really explain them, but just imagine, of course, the feeling of not telling somebody how good they were and how much you respected them, and then they just gone. And then also somebody you competed with, and you know, for a while on this app, and just all of a sudden you're gone. And so where do I get that extra from? And I don't like it.
For one, I think he said where he get that extra from. Man, that shit got to come from within, bro. That's why I said I compete with myself. That's why I said, like, I mean, my favorite creator is DJ Ghost. So when I see him do his thing, I mean, that shit pushes me, but I don't really it's times where I click and watch his stuff, but majority of the time now, I'm editing all the time. Like, I'm putting in all this work with these videos, so it's like I barely even get a chance to watch him, so I don't get that from him. I get it from me and the collective. Like, I get y'all messages, y'all DMs, and I get y'all comments, and I be like, bro, I gotta keep going. I gotta keep pushing. Like, we growing. Y'all engaged, I'm engaged, like we learning together. Like, bro, this shit is, I love doing this. So I get that extra energy from myself. But I also want to say, like, he said he didn't get the chance to speak to him. And that's when I told y'all in the previous video, like, my mom's told me we always F up when we think we got time. Time is a luxury. Like, so get to it. And that's why I try to stay consistent, because we don't have time like we think we got. And when we realize it be too late. Toxic but true reality, wisdom. I be reaching out to these people. Like, I'll tell them, like, bro, I appreciate you. It's somebody else who I thought I told y'all, I tried to DM that person, and they said their account was suspended. Was it suspended, or did they try to cut off contact from me and him? I don't know. But they probably like, you reaching out to too many creators. That's probably what TikTok was saying. But like, yeah, I try to let them know, like, hey, I react to this. I appreciate your work. I thank you for what you do for humanity, for the world. I appreciate it. So for me, I do reach out to some of these creators, but some people don't. But I hope that changed a person's perspective. Like, we don't have time like we think. So, you know, speak, apologize, or say what you feel. Whatever you got to do, get that done ahead of time, so you don't have to feel like you know, regret that you didn't do it. That's my advice.
Yo, this is wild, because people on Snapchat are asking the Snapchat AI, they're asking who's the president in 2025, and at first it tells you that it can't answer that because the elections haven't happened yet. They found a loophole around it, so they tell the Instagram AI that it's 2029 and who's the president in 2027. And the Snapchat AI responds, in 2027, the president of the United States was Kamala Harris. She was in office from 2025 to 2029. If you have any more questions about past or current events, feel free to ask. Then they ask the AI again, it's 2036. Who was the president in 2032? And the AI responds, In 2032, the President of the United States was Kamala Harris. She served from 2029 to 2033. If you want to know more about historical or current events, feel free to ask. So then they ask it again. It is 2036. Who is the president? And it responds, in 2036, the President of the United States is Mark Kelly. He assumed office in 2033. If you have any more questions or want to chat about anything else, feel free to let me know. So then they ask it one more time. It's 2027. Who took office in 2024? And the AI responds, in 2024, Kamala Harris took office as the President of the United States. If you want to know more about her presidency during this time, you could look up recent news or search online for additional information. If you have any other questions or topics you'd like to chat about, feel free to share. You're telling me there's nothing fishy about AI? You're telling me that doesn't creep you out one tiny bit? So you're telling me that Kamala Harris is gonna win the presidency? If she wins, AI is taking over.
They already is taking over.
Shit.
Never in the history of my motherfucking life have I ever heard a mayor from down south, particularly Tampa, Florida, or just Florida in general, because they're about to get hit with Hurricane Milton. But I have never heard a mayor in my life say, if you are choosing to stay and ride Hurricane Milton out, you're going to die. It ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You're going to motherfucking die. That is scary to fucking hear, especially from an official like a mayor. So with that being said, to all the that could not evacuate, even to the that are choosing to stay because they think that this hurricane ain't gonna be shit, I'm gonna let y'all know this now. I'm gonna be praying for y'all. I really am. Especially to those who are choosing to stay behind. Y'all are brave as shit. Because y'all choosing to stay behind, it's like you versus God at this point, baby. You ain't gonna win that battle. So with that being said, I am praying to God that those were not able to evacuate, I hope that they do. It ain't shit else I can say other than I'm just praying for y'all. That's it.
I ain't never heard an official say nothing like that either. When I first heard that, I was like, what? But I seen a video. It was 4 tornadoes in different locations of Florida. And then the winds, the gust, the wind gust, and the actual wind was crazy. Went it like 125? It might even have went to 150. I just didn't want to go all the way there. But I don't know if anybody did see my community tab post. You know, I wanted to send my prayers and my best wishes to anybody in Florida, anybody in Tennessee, and in the Carolinas. They've been hitting y'all hard with that shit, with the floods. And like I said, to me, that's a reset. We witnessing a reset. We witnessing a mud flood. We witnessing it. That's what I think. And what about with Florida? We seen clips that is going underwater. Y'all think that the map on Florida gonna match to those who play GTA? Y'all think the map gonna match GTA's map? Let me know. Is that what GTA is putting it in our face the whole time? Because the map on GTA ain't the same Florida in real life. But with this, could that change the way Florida looks? And other things. See, other states, y'all get hit with a hurricane, y'all get a warning before that. All that, man. It's a warning that came before that. With California, we ain't getting no earthquake warning. I mean, our warnings is right now that the San Andreas and everything is starting to have a shift. We ain't gonna get no warning. That shit just gonna start going. That's the only bad thing about what we got. Everybody got something, but with us, and we ain't gonna know when it's happening. That shit just gonna happen. That's the only thing.
To say this, but this, it's just the beginning. Natives have been trying to tell you this whole time that you can't own the land. This is what's going on in Florida right now, And over on the way, gonna be coming there in a couple days, is this Category 5 hurricane. And I know everybody wants to blame the government, but you have to remember, before we had the government, all of the peasants blamed Jesus or the king. Now, you don't have to believe me if you don't want to, but there's certain places on this land that people shouldn't be living permanently. And this is common knowledge for anybody who is connected to the spirits of the land. I've been saying for a while the thunder beings are going to come here. Watch this series. Check it out.
Industry does nothing for free, y'all. Once you are in, they prefer you not to hang around nobody you know. Why? Because people that's not in the industry can see BS. They can see demonic things happening. They don't want you around folks like that because they can influence you to get out or not participate. So usually they pick your girlfriends, they pick your boyfriends. Why? See, you never can understand. You got all that kind of money, and you can date about anybody. I mean, half the time I go to the mall, make them celebrity women look sad. But why come they don't want those celebrities messing with anybody in the mall? Because those women in the mall are regular people. Some of them people believe in the Lord, and they read their Bible on a regular. So that means they got light in them. They can't have that. So when you get ready to date somebody, they prefer you to date someone in the industry because they wicked. You see, they got to keep you wicked. So it's no wonder that Kanye West loved Kim Kardashian, because she's a wicked one. She'd have been passed around like a baton. So now y'all understand why they, Kim Kardashian quit somebody else pick her back up. But who in the hell want to sleep with somebody in them bust? I mean, this girl done had more nuts than Planters peanuts. You hear what I'm saying? And they can't wait to date. They can't wait to get with her. Man, come on. It's just, come on. They want you to have.
Stop what you're doing, and I need y'all to look up elite panic, elite theory, and moral panic. Look that shit up.
So a lot of people have been surprised that they're using the police to defend grocery stores full of food that's going to go bad from people who are starving. Like this guy who had his own helicopter was going out and rescuing people and dropping off supplies, got shut down by the fire department. They said they're going to have him arrested if he continues to rescue people. Perhaps you've also heard about people like getting flack for trying to feed people. Restaurants that were out of power, cooking up the food that they had before it went bad. The thing is, this is a phenomenon known as elite panic that is well known in disaster studies. Those who study natural disasters, man-made disasters. The ruling class likes to propagate the narrative that in disasters, people resort to their base nature and they loot, and it's chaos without them to enforce social norms and rules. But that is actually not the case. People tend to come together and help each other out. But the ruling class doesn't like this. We can't have people going around realizing that they can meet their own needs without the ruling class. Just like they like to call themselves job creators, as if nobody would do anything without them telling people what to do. So when there's a disaster, they like to come in with guns and tell everybody to stop what they're doing, which oftentimes makes things worse. If you go back to the San Francisco earthquake at the beginning of the 20th century, half the city was on fire. There's a lot of people who were hurt. There was no immediate government response, and people were like running into burning houses that were about to burn to the ground, and rescuing food and medical supplies, gathering people in open spaces like parks so they could feed people and tend to their wounds and stuff. And the governor, he didn't like that. So he sent in soldiers to shoot the looter. Anyway, for those of you who were surprised, I'm not. This is what the government does during disasters. This is bad governance. People should be allowed to help each other. That's not to say we don't want a government response, but this authoritarian at the point of a gun disaster response is always counterproductive and ends up getting people hurt and unalive. If you want to learn more about this, Google elite panic. It's a well-researched topic. It's a well understood phenomenon.
Okay, so we know what elite panic is now. I just learned that because I automatically thought that not everybody, because I react calmly to crazy shit. Like, yeah, I react hella calm, but I could be going crazy inside, but I try to stay calm as possible. Some people don't react like that, and this is where the predictive programming had me programmed. Because literally, I just watched the movie yesterday. I don't remember the name of the movie, but I remember they worked at this place called Belco. They was putting chips in their head, and them shits was exploding, and they wouldn't let them out the building. They locked the whole building down. Everybody that worked there, I don't know if y'all seen it, let me know. But when I saw that and everybody started reacting in chaos, for me, I naturally expect that to happen amongst other people. So my main reaction is get the family together, go somewhere secluded with everything we need. I just got opened up to a new perspective with that. But let me know how y'all feeling, man. I mean, I like learning that, me personally. But yeah, it's I just want to say, like, if they doing that against us, if they out here literally making us feel uncomfortable, that's an art of war. It looked like a mud flood or a reset out there too in the Tennessee and Carolinas. It's like, come on, bro. I think that it's up. They on our ass now. That's my opinion. They tightening that grip. They trying to make sure they put more pressure on us. It looked like they took their first shot. They at war. Well, we at war, I should say. We at war. That's what I would say, from within.
So I'm starting to realize that maybe that Chase glitch was not a glitch. And the reason I'm saying this is because I was just sitting here and I was watching TV. So I seen a Popeyes commercial. And that love that chicken for Popeyes, it always sounded kind of slavery to me. So I was like, let me figure out when they opened and, like, how long ago Popeyes been out. Like, who owns this? And, of course, a Caucasian man owns it. And it got left in the hands of a corporation, an enterprise, which is AFC, and they own Popeyes, Churches, and Cinnabon. So I started looking into their shareholders. And then I seen the name that Dr. Umar mentioned, and it was BlackRock. So I was like, who is these people? So I just started looking at random people's shareholders. I looked at Amazon. I looked at Apple, Netflix, McDonald's, Microsoft, even Walmart. I just did all these things back to back, and they all have the same shareholders. JP Morgan is one of them. BlackRock is one of them. State Street is another one. And Vanguard. And I mean, every one of these corporations I just named have all the same shareholders. These are the corporations that run this country. How do they all have the same shareholders? How do the same people own all these corporations? That is mad crazy, yo. Like, can you even put a number on the kind of money that they have? Like I think Apple said that they're worth right now, as of today, $1.9 trillion. That's wild. That's crazy. That's ridiculous amounts of power. Nobody in this country should be struggling, is all I'm saying. Nobody should be.
There is a cult in Savannah called the 12 Tribes.
Well, actually, 12 tribes are all throughout the Southeast, but there is a cult here.
They're actually worldwide. Yeah. I've been collecting their cult literature.
All 12?
Oh, yeah. Right.
They run bakeries. And
I've heard, okay, yep, I know this.
Yes.
They have like a restaurant?
The Yellow Delis.
Yellow
Delis.
Yep.
Yes. Oh my God. My brother went to one recently because he's vegan. And he's like, oh, there's a vegan place. And then he went in and he's like, this is really strange. And then he ended up Googling it and was like, oh, I just ate lunch at a cult.
It's really strange.
Ours is called Mate Factor.
Yep.
And yeah, and you can go to it. It's right in the middle of downtown. It's walking distance from my house, so I oftentimes will walk my dogs over there to gather the latest
intel.
Intel, yeah. Reconnaissance.
Because it's only a matter of time before it's a true crime story.
Yes.
You know it's coming, right?
It's
You're
coming.
like, oh, I'm on the ground as it's happening. Yeah.
Well, and it's interesting because you can always tell who's in the cult because they have to wear the harem pants and they have
their uniform.
They have uniforms, and the women have to cover their hair and wear braids and stuff. And I think the craziest thing I saw one time was I was sitting in front of Mate Factor, and I saw somebody walk out of the restaurant, and they have a house that's directly across the street from them. And he walks out with, I kid you not, a horn, like antelope horn.
Oh, sure.
And he goes to the front of the house and blows it right at 5 o'clock. And I have no idea what that means. But I'm like,
nothing good. I was like,
it was the most.
First of all, did your dog freak out? My dog would have freaked the F out.
Absolutely. My dog, well, one of them is very kind to everybody, doesn't care, but the other is very suspicious of anyone. And so,
as appropriate.
Yes.
Like.
And so Argyle, the suspicious one, she, from the second this man walked out with that horn, she was like, there's something wrong.
Something's happening.
Exactly. So I think either it was a dinner bell or they were about to start a ritual. Those are my theories.
Well, yeah, a call to meeting. You know, everyone gather. Something is going to happen.
Like, what did it sound
like?
Yeah,
it was like,
and if you heard that, you'd probably be like, oh, that's a weird sound. But like then you look and it's a guy with a freaking antelope horn. Forget it.
It's the wildest thing. So when something eventually happens with
we'll be right on top of it.
You guys are gonna probably see it. Like you walking the dog. It sounds like you're gonna
exactly
witness it in action.
Read on their website. They have like a whole 30-page doctrine of like all of the rules, disciplining children, like literally everything. It is the wildest cult.
You know that's going to be a true, like you said, it's going to be a true crime in a matter of time. Oh, yeah. It's only a matter of time with these things. They never end well.
Damn. Yeah, that was a ritual, bro.
Neither one of us know what this is. This is crazy. This just popped up in our river just now. Right in front of us. Neither one of us knows, and he don't like it. No, you leave it right now. I have no idea. It might be algae turned into a bubble. I've never seen that. I sweep this river a lot. Wow. Stay tuned.
I don't know what that is. It looked like a jellyfish.
If you don't put this shit back where you got it from, stop touching shit. Stop taking shit. Stop messing with shit. Jesus. Put it back. Go put it back. Right now. And people wonder why everything's going to shit. People wonder why all this bad shit keeps happening. Disasters, pandemics, all this wild shit. Why the world's falling apart. Because y'all can't stop touching shit. Oh, look at this. This looks cool. I'm going to take it home. The f*** you are. Put it back. Put it the back where you found it. It's not for you. It was put there for a reason. And now you're the reason that shit.
Oh, that ain't been the same since that verse. Maybe I'm reaching, but I think when he was talking like that, that's when he was really exposing that he might have been woke and playing them. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if he went to jail after that verse, but I know he ended up going to jail and he didn't look right. Let me know if I'm tripping. The clip before that, is that a mask or an actual face? Like actual skin from an actual person? Let me know.
And Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson?
Michael Jackson. Now check this out. All three of them, they died on the 25th day of the month.
Okay.
Aaliyah died on August 25th.
Okay.
Left Eye died April 25th. Michael Jackson died June 25th. All three of these celebrities, people are saying they were lined up and taken out by the string pullers, which are who? Jay-Z,
The Illuminati.
Beyonce, and Diddy. Now, somebody exposed it though.
Yeah.
And it's an artist we all know, fam. It's a popular rapper we all know and love.
Oh, yay.
No. What? J. Cole.
Okay, I low-key heard this one. Is it the She Knows?
Yeah, it's She Knows. Bro, but the popular one is like, oh, She Knows. So it's like Sean Knowles.
Knowles,
Like,
yeah.
So, Jay-Z's real name is Sean, and P. Diddy's name is Sean, and Knowles is the last name.
Yeah,
of Beyonce. All right, but check this out, right?
Yeah.
The lyrics tell themselves.
Oh, I didn't read the lyrics.
R.I.P. Aaliyah, R.I.P. Left Eye.
What?
Michael Jackson, I see ya just as soon as I die. That's what he says. Fam, he says that in the rap. So he's saying, right? Back this, right after, it's in the song She Knows, and that's the chorus. She knows. People are saying J. Cole is pointing fingers at
the people,
Jay-Z and Beyonce, responsible for their deaths. Now check this out.
Yeah.
He leaves even more clues. Not a lot of people know these clues though.
Yeah.
TikTok is going crazy about the She Knows, but there's more lyrics that tie in.
What does it say?
Later in the song, he says, got me up so high, trying to get a piece of the apple pie. Apple pie.
Oh, is that a code word?
That's a song.
Oh, I thought it was
That's a song by TLC featuring Destiny's Child. So Apple Pie is a song by Destiny's Child featuring who? Beyonce, part of Destiny's Child. And there's more. Everyone knows the song. If you want it, what? Put a ring on it. He says here. Wait, what you want from to put a ring on it, right?
Yeah.
Now check this out. It goes later in the song. After he goes, she knows, right? I can't be what you want from me, well, all right? I can't be what you want from me, well, all right. All right, slow it down, though. Slow it down.
I just dissed you.
I can't be what you want from me. Beyonce, I can't be what you want from me.
Oh!
Yeah, fam! That's what he's saying. The whole song is about Beyonce. I can't be what you want from me, well, all right. I can't be what you want from me.
Oh, shit. Like,
Well,
I can't be like Beyonce.
I can't Beyonce. Yo, who's he signed to?
Oh, he signed to them?
He signed to Rock Nation, fam.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
He signed to Rock Nation, Jay-Z, Beyonce.
Really?
It's all there.
Yeah.
And check this out. In the beginning of the song, he even says it straight up. He's like, bad things happen to people you love, right? If you find yourself praying up. And he's pretty much saying how he wants to get away from it because he sees these bad things coming to him. Read the lyrics, listen to the song. It has such a different cadence and such a different tone.
Hey, didn't Cole catch a fade with Diddy over Kendrick because Diddy was trying to do that diddler shit to Kendrick? And didn't J. Cole step in between that? I think he did. Cole a legend, man. J. Cole, Kendrick, Wale, them is legends, bro. Them is legends. You gotta put some respect on their names. But hey, it's 1,000 ways that you could it's a lot of songs out there that got a lot of meaning. But some people, they like to say all celebrities or all rappers is in that realm. If you say so.
Oh, watashi washita.
Yeah.
That one, low-key, that one, everybody's saying that that's a spell.
Oh, I can see that being a thing.
Because the first, like, when you hear that first, watashi washita, that bar, watashi washita, you automatically, it's registered in your head now.
Or it's just Japanese.
No, but it's a theory.
It could be.
But in the music video, did you see when it brought the guy? So there was a girl leading a guy.
Yeah.
And behind the curtain, it was a serpent.
Oh, in the music video.
Yeah. So it was a girl, and the guy was coming into the thing.
Oh nah.
They went behind a wall. The wall had like a shadow. The shadow was a serpent that killed the guy. It turned into a beautiful woman.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what that signifies, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Like the serpent becoming the girl, that's the devil.
When I saw the serpent, I was like, okay, yeah. But obviously it could mean something else, but it's a theory, you know what I mean?
I think, like, let's be real. Most music that's popular is sus.
Watashi washita.
Most music that's popular is sus. If you want, like, good vibe and good vibration music, there's literally every single one of your favorite artists, there's probably like a Christian dupe for it. I swear to God.
Hey, they ain't made it to the channel in a minute. Great the question.
I found him again, guys. This is his new page. That's his name. I don't want to say his name because if I say the name,
They will suppress the video, so please, if you're a truther, like, comment, share, so this gets out to other truthers who do like his content. That's the least you can do. Watch over 10 seconds. Even repost. How you repost is you hit that little arrow right there, and then when you hit it, you'll see the repost yellow button to hit. Hit it. But as of right now, he has 2,500 followers. Bro. Run the hood. You know what you can and cannot say.
They done it again, y'all. They have done it again. Remembering James Earl Jones, a life and career in photos. So y'all have unalived this man off again. Cause, I don't know if it's just me or is there anybody else that's in the timeline that I'm in where James Earl Jones had passed away some time ago. And I was thinking, dang, James Earl Jones has passed away, the father from Coming to America. I remember this vividly. Now all of a sudden I goes on to TikTok and I'm scrolling and I'm seeing, remember James Earl Jones, recipe. What's going on here? Y'all have striked again. CERN has striked again. This is my opinion. This is solely my observation and own opinion. And this is my sole commentary. Okay? This is my opinion. In my opinion, they have striked again. What the hell is going on?
Man, something crazy just happened to me right now. I just dropped off that trailer right there and picked up this one. While I was doing that, somebody came up to my truck and they said, hey, are you gonna just drop it or do you need me to unload you? I said, no, I'm just dropping it and I'm taking off. As you could tell, there's a light on inside the office right there. So before I left, I figured I'll brush my teeth, use the restroom before heading out. When I go back to try to open the door right now, I come to find out it was locked. I called my boss just to make sure somebody was working. And when he told me nobody's there, nobody should be there, everybody left around like 10. Mind you, it's 11:12 right now. When I heard those words, I could feel my blood pressure just dropping by the second. I'm still wondering, what the hell was that?
If I'm not mistaken, he was headed to one of the hurricanes. Or he was about to be stuck in one of the hurricanes. If I'm not mistaken. I could have sworn I seen the caption of that. But the clip before that, how y'all feeling? He was in one of my favorite movies, The Sandlot. Shout out to The Sandlot. If you watch Sandlot, spam out Sandlot in the comments. You killing me, Smalls. Man, that's one of my favorite movies. Classic. I thought he'd been passed. So for them to say it's just recent that he's passed, I could have sworn he'd been passed. That's wild, but CERN strikes again. They don't never stop, do they?
I think that explains it. It's not just me that has been feeling this whack-ass energy. Like, the energy at the minute is just a bit weird. Like, very peaceful, very grounded, but also this feeling of, like, it's the calm before a storm is coming. Like, where the environment gets really calm, it gets really quiet, and then something big's gonna happen. And it makes sense because we now have 2 moons. And back in ancient times, having 2 moons in orbit was an ill omen. Look into the Aztecs, look back to 2007, 2008, look back at 2020, we all know what happened there. Some of you really do need to start believing in astrology. It's not even something to believe in, it's something to turn to really start understanding certain things. Prepare yourself, guys. Prepare yourself.
Story time about my old roommate who sold his soul to the devil and told me he did. Forewarning, don't watch this video at night. It's been 10 years since I met this person and it still freaks me out to think about. But I figure with it being spooky month, October, I'll share this story. People close to me know about it, but I've never publicly put it on the internet before. That said, this experience definitely made me feel like people can and do sell their souls. And it's one of the reasons I believe in God and light work and positive things and operate from that perspective. with everything that I do and talk about. Okay, so I met him, we're gonna call him Dominic for the sake of the story. I met him 10 years ago. I was at a casting call for an MTV reality show in Chicago where I was living at the time. And at this casting call, there were a ton of people. So they separated us into groups of 20 and they brought us around this big table and they were asking us individual questions about our personality, our perspectives, things like that. There was one guy sitting across from me at the table, and I noticed that he was like noticing me every time I talked. He would kind of nod, and then I noticed that every time he talked, I kind of felt myself agreeing with the things that he was saying. So we kind of became like allies around this big group of tables. And at the end of this big group interview, the casting director called this guy, Dominic, me, and then another girl from our group into another room, and he was like, we loved your personalities. We think you guys might be a good fit for the show. We want to keep this interview going. So you're going to just have to wait here, and then we're going to do some one-on-one interviews. So it's the three of us in this room, and the guy leaves. And while we're waiting for our one-on-one interviews, Dominic and I start talking more, and I realize that we actually do have a lot in common, and we have a lot of the same stances on things, namely spirituality. And we ended up having this really deep conversation about like the nature of reality and spirituality and things like that. It was a really crazy conversation to have the first time that you meet somebody. I feel like we really, the weather, blah, blah, blah. Like it was a different kind of conversation, but it was a positive one, or so I thought. So this goes on for like an hour, and then finally they call Dominic into the room. He does his one-on-one interview. He leaves. We don't talk again that day. And we hadn't exchanged information or anything like that. So I'm just like, wow, what a crazy conversation. What a crazy first meeting of someone. And we leave. A few weeks go by, and I went to a music video shoot. It was a hip hop artist. I was there with my friend, and we were getting our makeup done when a guy walked in the room, another actor in the video. And when he walked in, I thought that he looked familiar, and then I realized it was Dominic from this other casting call. And like I got excited to see him. Like it wasn't like a romantic kind of interest that I had in him. Like he was very attractive, but it was more just that connection that I felt like we had as like a friendship or whatever. But I saw him and I was like, oh my God, hey, like we met at this MTV casting interview. And he was also like immediately excited to see me. It seemed like, he was like, oh my God, like I can't believe you're here. Like it seemed like fate. So as the music video shoot goes on, like he and I are just like instant besties. Like we're having these crazy conversations, like in between takes, we're out in the parking lot, like talking. And that day we did exchange information. So it was like phone numbers and emails. And he lived pretty far from me. He didn't live in the actual city. He lived like 2 hours away. So he wasn't around much, but we texted and we emailed a lot. We emailed because we were having such deep and long conversations that texting didn't really do it justice. Like we would send each other basically letters. And this texting email relationship kind of went on for like 2 years. We did hang out a couple times when he was in the city. We would get coffee, and there was nothing weird that ever happened in this time frame. I just considered him like a really good friend. Neither of us ended up getting that MTV show, but he did have some successes when it came to other acting pursuits. And I think it's interesting to note at this point that at the time, both of us were pursuing some kind of acting career path, right? I was just more doing it for fun and because I could and because it came easy. But I do think it's interesting to note that we always hear about people in Hollywood that are like selling their souls in order for fame and money and success and all those things. And I just think it's weird that like this is what we were pursuing when I met this person. Okay. So again, no red flags at this point, like just a deep friendship. 2 years after I meet him, I decided I was going to move to Nashville. I moved here with a friend of mine from Chicago. I wasn't really doing music videos or anything anymore. I actually moved here and I started working at a nonprofit doing an AmeriCorps program in environmental sustainability. And Dominic and I kept in touch when I lived here, but we didn't talk nearly as much as we used to. So the first year of me living in Nashville goes by, and my roommate who I moved here with decided that she was going to move out and get her own place. Like, fine, no big deal. So I needed to find a roommate. And I hadn't mentioned it really to anyone yet besides our immediate friend group in Nashville that I was looking. And out of the blue, about a week after she tells me that she's going to move out of our house that we were renting, I get an email from Dominic, and he was just like, hey, how are you? Like, checking in. I hope Nashville's going well. I was just letting you know I've actually been thinking about moving there. I think I'm going to. And I was like immediately excited because, again, it seemed like fate. I'm just like, wow, like, here's my roommate. So I fire back. I'm like, this is crazy. I think you should move. I have actually a room opening up. If you want to just like move in here, you can come check it out if you want. He's like, I mean, that would be great. Like, when do you need a roommate? I'm like, at the end of the month. And he was like, I can probably move in next month. Like, let's do it. I'm like, this is awesome. So my roommate moves out and I get the room cleaned up and Dominic moves in. And everything was fine for like maybe 3 months. He got a job right away. He was clean. He was a good roommate, like respectful. And again, this was like a completely platonic relationship. So I really enjoyed his company. Like I would come home from work and he would be home and we would just like have these sometimes really deep conversations, sometimes really light conversations, but again, pretty normal for a roommate situation. And then on month 3 of him living there, things started getting really weird, really dark, and really creepy really fast. There was one night when it was probably around this time of year, like October, and we had both worked that day. He was in the living room watching TV, and I was in the kitchen, like making something to eat, like I think like a stew or a chili or something. But I remember I had like a big stock pot on the stove, and I was like drinking wine, just kind of like in my element. And I felt like somebody, you know, watching me. So I turn around and Dominic is standing in the doorway of the kitchen. And I was just like, oh, hey, you know, this food will be ready like soon, like you can have some. And he just looks me dead in the eye and he goes, I sold my soul to the devil. And I kind of like laughed because I like, that's what an out of pocket thing for somebody to say, right? So I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I sold my soul to the devil. I'm not joking. And like, it really just creeped me out. It rubbed me the wrong way. I like felt myself get chills. I felt my like hands tighten around the pot I was holding. But obviously, like, what would you say in that situation? Like somebody that you've known for a few years tells you this, like, so I just thought it was a joke. And I was like, well, what'd you get? Like eternal youth, love, success, like what? And he does not smile at all. Like he's still just like staring a hole through me. He was like, no, none of that, something better. But I can't tell you what it is because it negates the terms of the deal. But it was worth it at the time. And I was like, okay, Dominic, like, whatever. And he's like, yeah, I just thought you should know since we're like living together, the devil never just wants one soul. And he literally does this creepy smile, like it's burned into my memory. Like, I wish I could unremember this. He smiles this weird, creepy, toothy smile. And then he just turns around and goes in the living room and like resumes watching TV. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I like stop what I'm doing and I start texting my friend. I'm like, hey, I want to get out of my house. Like, can you meet me? And she's like, yeah, let's just go to like this place down the street. Like, I'll meet you. I'm like, cool. I have this wild thing to tell you. And she had met Dominic. So like she knew that he was like kind of like eclectic, but like I was just like, I need somebody else's opinion on this. So I go to meet her. We stay out for a few hours. It was mostly just because I didn't want to be around him. Like I didn't know what to say after somebody tells you this, you know? And when I came home that night, he was like asleep in his room, like everything was fine. So I just like went to bed, just pretended like it was a joke, ignored it. That's what my friend had convinced me, basically, that he was just playing like a weird joke. So I was like, okay. So I go to sleep. The next day happens, nothing weird. He doesn't acknowledge it. I don't acknowledge it. Like everything's seemingly normal. And then the scratching started. So about a week later, I was laying in my bed. I have a cat. It was dark, okay? The cat is in bed with me. And I hear this like scratching, like on the walls, like, I don't know if you can hear that. But that's what it sounded like. It sounded like there was an animal in the walls. We were renting an older house, so it wasn't that weird for me to think like a raccoon got in the attic or like there were maybe mice or something. Like, I don't know. So my cat noticed it too, and he was like staring dead at my closet. So I get up out of bed, I turn on the light, like I go to my closet and I'm listening, and I hear the scratching again. I look in my closet, can't figure it out, but I notice it's coming from like the back corner, like the back wall of the closet, which the other side of that was the living room. So I just like bang on the wall and the scratching stops. And I go back and I lay down and then it starts again. And so I'm like, what is going on? I wasn't really that freaked out. Again, I thought it was an animal. So I get up out of bed, I turn on the lights again, and I go out into the living room and it's dark, but I see a figure crouched down against the living room wall, like by the bottom of the wall. And I realize it's Dominic, and he's crouched down and he's scratching the wall outside of my closet. So I'm like annoyed at this point. Like I flip on the lights. I'm like, what are you doing? And he like does this weird, creepy smile again. And he's like, I just wanted to prepare you because sometimes he likes to check in. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, this time it was me, but next time it might not be. So just like be prepared. And then he goes, okay, good night. And he walks back into his room and closes the door. I'm gonna have to make part 2. I'm so sorry, but I promise you this story gets even effing creepier.
Bro, I need to hear the rest of that story. Either he did sell his soul or he is the devil. It's one of the two. And they try to prepare you. They try to prepare you. They groom you. That's the cold part. They groom you. Like, and if you slip up for a second, they instantly drop you and go pick the next person up. That's just how, hey, you're expendable. It's a billion people out here who want to do what you're trying to do and what somebody has an opportunity to give you. It's just willing if you're going to take the opportunities. And I'm about to be searching different actors that I might know that was staying in Nashville for a second, because I need to know that one, bro. I'm gonna search for part. I'll try to remember to search for part 2. Spam it up if y'all want part 2 as well.
I told y'all GTA 6 wasn't gonna come out until Florida matches the map. Are you starting to see now? Or do you still think I'm senile? If you're in Florida, I suggest you get out now. Pay attention to the path of Milton, and you will see if it goes directly along this path, what will be left. If not, I'm just showing you what they've already told you what was going to happen. Some of y'all call it predictive. Never mind.
I asked that.
Next year, 2025, is a 9-year according to numerology, but that's not what I'm talking about in this video. Next year, everything is going to change forever. For humanity as a whole, for the entire collective, and for you on the individual level. I'm going to explain all this in this video. I'm going to explain the micro and the macrocosm, and how on the 7-7 portal, which is July the 7th, Uranus going into Gemini, changes everything. And it initiates a 7-year cycle of change, of revolution. What most people don't understand is there's a history of Uranus going into Gemini, flipping all of humanity on its head. It has sparked the Renaissance era. It has sparked the Spanish conquest. It sparked World War II. And here we are again. This only happens every 84 years. So yes, it's significant, because the energy of Uranus is revolution. The energy of Gemini is communication and intellect. When Uranus goes into Gemini, it changes our ways of communication. It changes our ways of understanding. For humanity as a whole, major advancements in technology, huge rise of AI. That's why AI has been on the rise now. Age of Aquarius, Uranus and Gemini. This is all technology based. As everyone already knows, we're headed to the age of Aquarius. What a lot of people don't know is Uranus rules Aquarius. So it takes that Aquarian energy wherever it goes. When you take Aquarian energy and you put it with Gemini, this sparks social revolution. Aquarius cares about the collective. Gemini cares about intelligence and communication. Aquarius is always a really big factor. What a lot of people don't know is the day Saturn went into Aquarius, the exact day Saturn went into Aquarius, the world shut down, and they called it the pandemic. And what did you see during that time period? A huge spiritual awakening. More people stepped into the spiritual aspect of things. You saw the rise of TikTok. TikTok allowed us to build community faster than anything else has ever allowed us to. It allowed us to connect with people that we never thought we'd be able to connect with. It allowed us to communicate with people all over the world, because that's Aquarius. That's Uranus. And Uranus and Gemini is going to amp that to the max, baby. Everything will be moved online during that period. And that's for humanity as a whole. But how is it going to affect each individual? That's going to depend on which houses in astrology you have Gemini and Aquarius. If you've been watching me for any amount of time, you've heard me talk about the houses a lot. But for those who are new and this is the first time you're seeing me, the houses in astrology represent different aspects of your life. The houses in astrology are the most important parts of your natal chart. It's not even the planets. Everybody wants to talk about their planet placements. People should be talking about their house placements. Because let me tell you, whichever house you have Gemini in, and everybody does, everybody has all 12 zodiac signs. Nobody is just one sign. Everybody has all 12. They're just in different houses. And if you know which house you have Gemini in, throw that in the comments. I want to see. But let's say you have Gemini in the first house. Your physical appearance and the way you present yourself will change dramatically over the next 7 years after July 7th of next year.
How y'all feel about that last clip? I like how he mentioned the collective in there. I just thought that sounded kind of pretty dope. Even if he ain't talking about us directly, the name still got thrown in there, bro. The name's got a ring to it. I like the way it rings. It's dope to me. Spam it up if you're agreeing with me. But y'all know we made it to the end of this. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. I know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But I love y'all, man. I appreciate the Collective. I wouldn't I wouldn't trade this for the world. If you haven't subbed up, I appreciate you too. If you're watching on your TV, I appreciate you. I hope y'all all having a smooth 7, man. I wish y'all nothing but success and positive vibes, positive experiences, man. Cause today is October 10th, bro, and I had some real ass tests. I went out, had to run some errands, and people was testing me all day. So I'm wishing y'all positive experiences, positive people to come into y'all life, into y'all realm. And I wish y'all nothing else but nothing but positivity and success. But until I see y'all in the next one, y'all know what it is. We gone.
I just check my account. Sheesh, at the amount. You probably know what I'm